Week 15 is underway, but we've already had 4 games played this week, and we have a lot to talk about already. Now, it was good to see Kenneth Walker back, and he got his full allotment of snaps, so there's no worries there. You should be able to get Kenneth Walker back in your lineups for the rest of the way of the fantasy football playoffs, no questions asked. But let's talk about injury replacements. We saw Tyler Lockett go down, so who's going to step up? I'm going to go ahead and say it's Marquise Goodwin. In the last 2 weeks, Marquise Goodwin had at least a 59% snap share, ran at least 30 routes, while recording at least 5 targets. Goodwin has been playing the slot lately, but he has experience as an outside receiver. There's no reason he can't fit right in and fill Lockett's role. To the other side of this game, you have the 49ers. Now, we've been looking for who's going to fill in for Debo, and we thought it was going to be Aiyuk, and Aiyuk did lead in terms of snap share, but it's George Kittle who's been stepping up the last 2 weeks. George Kittle's being heavily utilized out of the slot. If you look at this heat map, Purdy prefers to throw over the middle, so that should help Kittle continue to flourish as long as Debo is out. This is back-to-back weeks where Kittle got at least 5 targets, 4 receptions, while leading the team in yards and touchdowns, but second in the team in team target share. He seems to be a top target in this passing game, not named CMC. We're not going to spend much time here on this game because, well, let's be honest, we know what to talk about here. Deon Jackson, next man up if Jonathan Taylor is to miss time. Jonathan Taylor probably just knocked most teams out of the playoffs. But if Deon Jackson is available in your leagues, he becomes a top waiver wire priority. We can move right along to the Ravens and Browns, and this is a game I want to spend a little more time on. We have JK Dobbins, who needs to be talked about, and then we're going to get over to the wide receiver core on the Browns side. But before we do, if you're enjoying this content, hit that subscribe button before we continue. There's good and bad here for Dobbins. The good is at least 14 touches each of the last 2 weeks. However, is that due to Lamar being out? Also, we don't see much third down utilization. This is going to hamper his PPR upside, and we've seen it. Only 1 target, 1 reception over the last 2 weeks since being activated. The red zone role is interesting. He's logged at least a 40% snap share in the red zone each of the last 2 weeks, and it trended up in week 15. Again, how is Lamar returning going to affect that moving forward? I don't see him getting as many touches down there. And if he's not getting third downs, so his PPR upside is going to be limited if he can't get those red zone touches with Lamar, unless they ease Lamar back. So that's always a possibility here, but I'm not as optimistic. And he's even said that he's still trying to get back from the ACL fully. The speed hasn't been there, and we've seen him just come up short on some big runs. Let's talk about the Browns pass catchers. Most notably, Amari Cooper playing through injury. Still leads the team in team target share, but we've seen DPJ take a huge step up, leads the team in various spots. Now, he's actually the 3rd among team target share in the red zone. This is with David Njoku actually standing out as the go-to red zone target guy here. Amari Cooper still factors in the red zone. He's actually 2nd among pass catchers in team target share in the red zone, but he hasn't been able to convert those targets into any receptions. But you have DPJ filling in a larger role, playing the most snaps among receivers, getting the most air yards. He's got that big playability and what seems to be a pretty high floor right now. He's a high-end flex, I would say, moving forward, and a fringe wide receiver 2 if you are in deeper formats with injuries. We're going to recap the rest of week 15 upon completion today. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out.